she disappeared without a trace. No forced entry, no signs of struggle. But what if the monster never left the house? Based on a terrifying true story, Jamie Fraley's case will haunt you. Real crime, real horror.
In 2010, a quiet suburb in North Carolina was shaken by a mystery that took nearly a decade to unravel. It all began in a modest two-story house on Brooksville Street, where a 13-year-old girl named Jamie Fraley lived with her foster family. Jamie was smart, soft-spoken, and polite, but what no one knew was that something monstrous was watching her. From inside the very walls she called home. It was April 8th, 2010. Jamie had been feeling sick that morning. Stomach bug, she said. Around noon, she called her boyfriend, who was in jail at the time, telling him she was going to the doctor. But she never showed up. Her foster mother returned home later that day and found Jamie's phone, purse, and keys still in the house. The front door? Locked from the inside. There were no signs of forced entry, no signs of a struggle. It was like Jamie had vanished into thin air. Police questioned neighbors, friends, and known offenders in the area. One name kept coming up: Ricky Simonds Sr, a convicted felon, Jamie's boyfriend's father, a man who lived just a few doors down. Creepy, quiet, too helpful. He told police he'd given Jamie a ride to the hospital, but couldn't recall the time or which hospital. His story changed each time they asked, but there was no body, no witnesses, no charges. Jamie Fraley was officially declared missing. Tone shift, pacing increases, eerie background tone if this is for narration 2 months later. Same neighborhood, same street, same house. A maintenance worker was called to check a terrible odor coming from the crawl space beneath a nearby duplex. What he found wasn't a gas leak. It was a corpse, stuffed inside a heating duct, decomposed, wrapped in a blanket with a single cable tie around the neck. It was Ricky Simonds Sr. But how did he die? He hadn't been reported missing. No one even noticed he was gone. An autopsy showed no external injuries, no signs of overdose or trauma. He had simply died in silence. And here's where the horror begins. Investigators believe Ricky had returned to that house, the one Jamie vanished from. But he didn't live there. He had been sneaking into the crawl space, using the ductwork and floor vents to watch the teenage girl. He knew the layout. He had access to keys. And he had an obsession. It's believed that Ricky abducted Jamie, possibly taking her from inside her home or luring her out. And then, days later, he returned to the house, either to hide, spy, or maybe wait for another victim. But something went wrong. The heating system turned on. In the sweltering crawl space, surrounded by insulation and wires, Ricky suffocated to death, trapped beneath the very house he used to stalk from. He died alone, in the walls, like a monster in his own trap. But Jamie was never found. Her body was never recovered. Narration tone: lower, slower again. The house was eventually abandoned. Neighbors refused to go near it. People claimed they could hear noises from the floorboards. Footsteps, a girl's voice, whispering for help, vents rattling in the night. Construction crews refused to work in the crawl space. One worker quit on the spot, swearing he saw a shadow crawling beneath the vents, only to vanish before his eyes. The home was later sold, then burned down under suspicious circumstances. To this day, Jamie Fraley is still missing. And the man believed to be responsible died inside the house, buried by his own obsession. Some say justice was served. Others say the house claimed both of them. But one thing's for sure. When you feel eyes watching you from the walls, sometimes they're real.